All right, 8th grade, video 2 for polygons and angles is going to focus on the exterior angles of a polygon. So interior means that those are angles on the inside, and exterior means that those are angles on the outside of the polygon. So in words, in a polygon, the sum of the angle measures of the exterior angles, one at each vertex, is 360 degrees. So the model and the symbols goes together. So if we look here, we have our polygon. These are the exterior angles that are labeled 1 through 5. And this in symbols means that if I take these angle measures and I add them all together, this little m means measure. So the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 plus the measure of angle 4 plus the measure of angle 5. If I add all of those together, that is going to equal 360 degrees. Okay? So regardless of the number of sides in a polygon, the sum of the exterior angles is always going to be equal to 360 degrees. So here are two examples, okay? So here I have a triangle. I have a three-sided figure. I have my exterior angles. When I add those exterior angles up, I get 360 degrees. Same thing over here. I have a quadrilateral. I have my exterior angles. I add those up. I get 316 degrees. So we're going to look at some examples together. Okay, so if we are going to find the measure of an exterior angle in a regular polygon, we are going to first look at a hexagon. Okay, so what do you know about a hexagon? We know that it has 6 sides. Okay. And we are going to set up an equation, okay? X is going to represent the measure of each exterior angle. All right, I need to mention and focus on that we're talking about regular polygons. So in a regular polygon, that means that all of the sides and all of the angles are equal, okay? Everything in it is equal. Okay, so we are going to set up an equation. We know that a hexagon has 6 sides. We also know that it has X number of exterior angles. And we know that if we take all of those exterior angles and add them together, that it has to equal 360 degrees. So I have 6x equals 360 degrees. Okay, so now, of course, we're going to solve our equation. We're going to solve for x. So I'm going to divide each side by 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1, so that leaves me with x equals, and 360 divided by 6 is 60 degrees. So that means that each exterior angle of a hexagon measures 60 degrees. So each exterior angle I want to reiterate this. A regular hexagon measures 60 degrees. All right. So let's look at a triangle. So a triangle has 3 sides. So that's going to be 3, the number of sides, times x to represent the measure of each exterior angle. If I take all of those measures and I add them together, that's going to equal 360. Okay, the number of sides times the number of exterior angles is equal to 360. So I'm going to solve for x. I'm going to divide each side by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so that leaves me x equals 360 divided by 3, which is 120. So in a triangle, the measure of each exterior angle is going to equal 120 degrees. Okay. In an equilateral, we have a quadrilateral. In a quadrilateral, we have 4 sides. So that means we have X number of exterior angles, and that is going to be equal to 360 degrees. So again, we're going to solve for X. We're going to divide each side by 4. 360 divided by 4 is going to equal 90. So that means that in a quadrilateral, a 4-sided figure, that the measure of the exterior angles, each one is going to be equal to 90 degrees. All right, then we have an octagon. An octagon has 8 sides, so that's going to be 8x equals 360. We're going to divide each side by 8. X equals 360 divided by 8, which is 45. So in an octagon, the measure of each exterior angle is equal to 45 degrees. All right, and for your last example, I have a 30gon. So this would be a shape that has 30 sides. So that's going to be 30 times x is equal to 360. Divide each side by 30. And x is going to be equal to 12 degrees. All right, so when we're talking about the exterior angles, we're talking about the angles on the outside of the polygon. And if we add all of those angles up on the outside of the polygon, all of them are going to equal 360 degrees.